Open houses almost never sell the house they're held in. I know that sounds ridiculous. You see the signs, you see people walking through, you spend an entire Saturday cleaning, leaving, taking the dog to a friend's house, and then the house doesn't sell from the open house. It almost never does. According to the National Association of Realtors, only about 4 to 5% of home sales originate from an open house. Roughly, half of all buyers will attend open houses during their home search, but only a small fraction actually purchase the house they walked through. So what's actually going on? Why are open houses still a default expectation? Because they do sell something, just more often than not, the house. And once you understand what they're really selling, you can decide whether or not you want to take your whole Saturday to prepare for one. I'm Rebecca Williams, and I've sold over 111 homes in the last roughly 7.5 years of being a real estate professional in East Texas. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what open houses really accomplish, who they really benefit, and 2 situations where they are worth doing, and the question to ask your agent before doing one. And the answer to that question is going to tell you a lot about the agent you hired. If you're new here, this is Living in East Texas, the channel where I cover real estate, neighborhoods, things to do, and the parts of buying and selling real estate that nobody explains honestly. Subscribe if that's your kind of content. What open houses actually do. More often than not, the buyers that show up aren't buying your house. Most people walking into an open house aren't serious buyers ready to write an offer on your property today. Sometimes attendees are just your neighbors who are curious what your kitchen looks like compared to theirs. It's jokingly referred to as the nosy neighbor, but it's actually true. Just last year, I had someone knock on a door of an open house I was holding, open the door and said, "Hi, we're the nosy neighbors." They had no intention to buy the home. They just saw the square footage online, didn't realize that the house that's in their same cul-de-sac neighborhood was that large, and wanted to see it with their own eyes. Sometimes the signs will attract people that are passing by. Sometimes those buyers are months away from purchasing or just starting to really think about it. Sometimes they're thinking of selling their own home in the neighborhood and they want to check yours out to compare and contrast, especially because they can find out the sales price. Most of the qualified, ready-to-buy people are already working with an agent. They've already seen your property online, and if they truly wanted to see it, they would have booked a showing with their real estate agent. Or sometimes they'll reach out to the listing agent via the sign. Sometimes they will actually come look at it because they see that an open house is being held, they don't have anything else going on that day, and sometimes they think they're going to be bothering their agent. Open houses tend to attract the least ready buyers, and those are the people who don't write offers. The work you're doing as a seller is real. Getting your house ready for a weekend open house is essentially the same as getting it ready for a private showing, except more of it. You want to do a good deep clean, you want to stage every room or space, you want to hide the laundry, lock up your valuables, get the kids and pets out of the house for at least 4 hours, and lose some of your weekend time. And at the end of all that work, you're statistically more likely to have had curious neighbors over serious buyers walking through your home. That is a lot of work for a 4 to 5% outcome. And what open houses do accomplish, this is important. Open houses do generate activity, foot traffic, sign-ins, conversations. That's real, and some sellers find that comforting. They do occasionally pull in a buyer who didn't realize they wanted your house until they walked through it. And in a busier market, depending on what time of year it is, and is it in a neighborhood that's attracting other buyers, an open house can create a sense of urgency on a well-priced, well-located property. But here's the truth. The National Association of Realtors data on actual sales is not the lever sellers think they are. They're a marketing event, not a sales event. So if open houses don't usually sell the house, why is every agent excited to have one? Why is it usually their idea and not yours? Because they are selling something at that house. It's just not your house. Open houses are one of the best lead generation tools a real estate agent has. Think about it from their side, my side. They sit in a beautifully staged home for anywhere from 3 to 4 hours on a Saturday or Sunday. They'll walk in, they sign in, They give their phone number and their email. Some of them are actual buyers. Some of them are unrepresented buyers who haven't picked a real estate agent to work with yet. Some of them may mention that they need to sell first. Every single name on that sign-in sheet, if they do not have a real estate agent already that they list on the sheet, can potentially become a client of the real estate professional hosting the open house. An average 3 to 4 hour open house may have up to 8 to 15 people through. With no way to predict how many people come through, I've held open houses where 0 people came, and I've held open houses where over 30 people came. If even 1 or 2 of the people who come in the door become future clients, that's a serious return on investment of the agent's time. Yes, I said the agent. So when an agent tells you that an open house will sell your house, sometimes what they really mean is that it will help grow their business. Both things can be true at the same time. It's just rare. But you deserve to know which one is actually happening. Now, there are real exceptions to specific situations that actually helps sell your house. Let me show you what they are and how to know if you're in one of them. The 2 real exceptions and the right question. Exception number 1, brand new listings in a hot price tier. If your house is freshly listed, priced right, and in a price range where there is genuine buyer competition, an open house held the first weekend after listing can create a sense of urgency. Multiple people walking through at the same time, knowing that other people are looking, can push the offers in. The condition is this only works if your price is right. An overpriced house with an open house just delivers more witnesses to the overpricing. If your agent recommends the first weekend and your pricing is solid, and your market is moving, this is the best case scenario of a version of an open house that is working for you as a seller. Exception number 2, unique homes that have to be experienced. Some homes don't photograph well. Old farmhouses with character, unusual floor plans, custom homes that don't make sense in photography but make perfect sense in person. For those homes, getting people through the door is actually the whole challenge. An open house can do for these listings what the photography can't. Let the home sell itself. The condition: the home for sale genuinely needs this. But my house is charming isn't enough. My house is hard to capture in photos is the question to ask your agent before agreeing to an open house. What is your honest data of open houses converting to offers on the particular house you host the open in? An agent who tells you open houses are a great marketing tool, we should definitely do one, that's kind of a soft pitch. They probably already plan to host one. Their answer is the same regardless of your house. An agent who tells you in your specific price range and condition, here's why I think it makes sense, or in your case, I don't actually think it's worth the work. That's an agent giving you advice instead of selling you a service. The answer reveals the agent. Listen if they're talking about your house or talking about open houses in general. This is a great question if you haven't hired an agent. I did film a seller seminar video, and with that video, there's a free downloadable PDF that lines out what to ask agents in interviews, talks about the importance of pricing, timing, those type things. I will link the video here. I'd be thrilled for you to check that out. It's a really great video. I spent a lot of time and hours researching and saying the things the right way because it is very important information. And I think so many people want to start asking questions. And if they ask one agent, they start getting bombarded. If they have more than one agent friend, it can become a frenzy and very stressful. So it's a nice free way to watch that from the comfort of your home. And if you wanted to interview me, I would be honored. Meanwhile, back at the video about open houses, the bottom line is open houses are not evil. They're just not what most sellers think they are. If your agent recommends one, ask why. Why your house in your market, in your price point? If they can answer that with real reasoning, great. If their answer sounds like a script, you've learned something important about who you've hired. If you're thinking about selling in East Texas, Hideaway, Lindale, Mineola, Tyler, all around the area, and you want someone who's going to give you straight, honest answers about selling your house versus what can sometimes just look like effort, call or text me 903-920-7413. I'll tell you whether or not your house is in one of those exception buckets or whether your weekend day is spent best doing literally anything else. house. You hired an agent to sell your house, not host a networking event. There is a place for open houses, and when they're the right call for your listing, I'll be the first to tell you. But the default expectation that every house needs an open house every weekend, that's not strategy, it's habit. And this habit can cost you your weekend for someone who's not serious about purchasing your property. In my experience, I've had 2 sales out of 111 that were homes that sold from hosting an open house. And I promise you, I've hosted well over 40 plus open houses over the years. Drop me a comment. Tell me if you've ever had an open house actually sell your house. And subscribe. I have more contrarian takes on what most people believe to be true about the real estate industry that I like to cover on some of these videos. And once again, I'm Rebecca Williams with Leslie Kane Realty and the Living in East Texas channel. I video so you guys will know what it is truly like to live in gorgeous, beautiful, awesome East Texas. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a really great day.